So you just published your book on Amazon KDP. You uploaded it, picked your keywords, wrote your blurb, hit publish, and then you waited. Weeks passed, maybe months. Your book earned you a few dollars last month. Here's what nobody tells you about Amazon KDP. 90% of published books never earn more than $500 in their lifetime. But it's not because they're bad books. It's because their authors think publishing is the hard part. Hi, I'm Karla, and after helping thousands of people build real income through Amazon KDP over the past 10 years, I can tell you this. The ones who succeed in KDP understand something critical. There's a 72-hour window after your book goes live that determines whether it makes money or if it disappears forever. Today, I'm showing you what actually drives sales after you hit publish. And this is the exact system to turn any published book into an income stream, even if your book already launched and flopped. Section 1. The 72-hour judgment day. Most people treat Amazon KDP like a lottery ticket. They publish and pray. They think if they write a good enough book and publish it, success will follow. But publishing your book does not equal selling your book. What most people don't know is that after you hit publish, there's a specific window where Amazon decides whether your book lives or dies. And when you publish your book, Amazon gives you exactly 72 hours to prove it's worth promoting. And this is how Amazon's algorithm actually works. During those first 72 hours, Amazon watches two critical metrics. Traffic. How many people visit your book page? If nobody's looking, Amazon assumes nobody wants it. Engagement. Are people buying when they visit? Are they leaving reviews? Are they reading through Kindle Unlimited? Amazon's algorithm adjusts based on this data. Strong performance in the first 72 hours gets you more visibility. Poor performance buries your book where nobody will find it. But this 72-hour window can be triggered again, even months after publication. Every time you get a surge of traffic and reviews, Amazon reassesses your book. The big mistake that most people make is that they publish on a random Tuesday with zero promotion plan, no traffic strategy, no review recruitment, nothing. Then they wonder why their book disappears. Successful publishers plan for this window. They understand it exists and they execute a strategy to maximize it. So the question becomes, how do you actually prepare for this 72-hour window? Because if you miss it, your book can get buried and it becomes so much harder to get visibility later. Section 2, pre-launch setup that actually drives sales. I'm about to share something that might sound overwhelming at first, but stick with me because this is what separates successful publishers from everyone else. As a beginner, it's easy to think that the bulk of your work ends when you hit publish, but actually the work hasn't even started yet. There are 3 things you absolutely must have in place before you can launch successfully. First, you need 1,500 to 2,000 email subscribers minimum. I know what you're thinking. Karla, I don't have an email list. I just want to sell books. Listen carefully. Without an email list, you're completely dependent on Amazon's algorithm. You have zero control over who sees your book. With an email list, you can drive traffic to your book page within minutes of it going live. You can recruit reviewers. You can create that surge of activity that tells Amazon your book is worth promoting. Here's how to build this list. Create a shorter book, around 10,000 words, and give it away for free in exchange for email addresses. Use BookFunnel to host it. Set up a simple landing page that says, "Get my free book," and collect emails. This becomes your lead magnet. It builds your audience before you publish your first book for sale. Second, you need a Book Clicker account. Book Clicker connects authors for newsletter swaps. And newsletter swaps is when you promote another author's book to your email list and they promote your book to theirs. It's free marketing that actually works. Swaps are important because even with 1,500 people on your list, that's not enough to guarantee success. But if you can tap into 10 other publishers' lists of 1,500 people each, now you're reaching 15,000 potential readers. So go to bookclicker.com, sign up, connect your email platform, and start browsing publishers in your genre. Third, you need to plan your launch 30 days out. Don't launch when you feel ready. The best newsletter swap partners book weeks in advance. If you try to plan with a week's notice, you'll get stuck with leftover spots that nobody wanted. Work backwards from your launch date. If you're launching December 15th, start booking your newsletter swaps November 15th. Most people skip this setup. They upload and hope. That's why most books fail. Now, once you have these 3 things in place, you're ready for what I I call the launch blitz. And this is where things get really exciting because you're going to flood Amazon with more traffic in 1 week than most books get in their entire lifetime. Section 3, the 7-day launch blitz strategy. Okay, this is where I see the biggest difference between successful publishers and everyone else who's struggling. Most people think a book launch is sending one email and posting on social media. That's not a launch. That's barely an announcement. A real launch is a coordinated campaign designed to flood your book with as much traffic as possible during that critical 72-hour window. Here's the exact strategy that we teach our students. Days 1 to 7, 4 newsletter swaps per day minimum. That means 28 total newsletter swaps during your first week. You're reaching thousands of readers every day through our authors email list. To set this up, in Book Clicker, search for authors in your genre and look for lists with 1,000 or more subscribers and open rates above 25%. Book solo swaps when possible. These perform the best because solo swaps mean your book is the only one featured. Feature swaps are when your book is featured prominently, but it might be alongside the author's own books or another book by another author. So for feature swaps, make sure your book gets the top spot. Mention swaps are when your book is mentioned along with others. They are fine for filling gaps, but prioritize solos and features. Next, you want to recruit your ARC team. Did you know that books with reviews in the first 72 hours perform significantly better than books with 0 reviews? This is where your ARC team comes in. ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy. So basically what you do is 2 weeks before launch, email your list asking for volunteers to read your book early in exchange for honest reviews. You want to aim for 20 or 30 people. Send them your book via BookFunnel or email and ask them to post reviews within 24 to 48 hours of your launch. You don't need to complicate this. It could be as simple as sending an email that says something like, "Hi, name, my book, title, launches next Tuesday. Would you like an early copy in exchange for an honest review on Amazon? Just reply yes and I'll send it over." Then on launch day itself, you want to send an email to your own list. This is your announcement to your subscribers that your book is live. And don't just say, "I published a book." Create urgency and excitement. So for example, your subject line could be, "It's here. Book title is finally live." And the email content could be, "After months of work, book title is now available on Amazon. For the next 48 hours, it's just 99 cents. Grab your copy before the price goes up to $2.99. Be sure to include your book cover, link to Amazon, and a brief description that highlights your main tropes. And then when it comes to pricing your book, our strategy involves launching at 99 cents so that you can get as much traction as possible and get a good ranking. And it works because in that critical 72-hour window, volume matters more than profit. You want Amazon to see lots of sales and page reads. But don't worry, that's just during the launch. After 30 days, raise your price to $2.99 or $3.99. This is where your real profit comes from. But during launch, you're buying visibility with low prices. Now, what you do in the next 30 days determines whether this becomes a one-time success or the foundation of a real business. Section 4, the 30-day optimization window. I wish I could tell you that after your launch week, you can just sit back and watch the money roll in. I wish. Sadly, that's not how it works. The first 30 days are your optimization window. This is when you fine-tune everything for long-term performance. This is when you want to monitor your keywords and categories. In week 1, check your category rankings daily. If you're not ranking in the top 100 of any category, you may have picked wrong, so change them. Go to your KDP bookshelf, click on your book, scroll to target your book to customers, and update your categories. Pick ones where the number 100 book has fewer reviews than yours. From weeks 2 to 3, monitor which keywords drive traffic. So use Amazon search bar to test your keywords. Type your main keyword in and see if your book appears in the first few pages. If not, research what bestsellers in your niche use. Look at the top 10 books in your category. What keywords appear in their titles and subtitles, and add similar keywords to your list. Then during week 4, finalize your keyword strategy based on performance data. Then you want to execute your pricing transition. On day 30, raise your price from 99 cents to $2.99. Monitor your sales rank for 48 hours. If your rank drops below number 5,000 in your main category, consider staying at $2.99. If you maintain good visibility, test $3.99 after another week. The goal is finding the highest price that maintains good visibility. This maximizes your royalties while keeping Amazon happy with your sales volume. And while you're doing all this optimization, you should already be thinking about your next book. Month 1, while book 1 is optimizing, start planning book 2. Survey your email list about what they want to read next. Their feedback guides your next story. Month 2, while book 2 is in production, plan your launch strategy. strategy. Book your newsletter swaps 30 days before your target launch date. This creates a monthly publishing schedule. So consistent releases keep readers engaged and constantly bringing in new ones. But if you really want to turn this into a serious business, and I mean the kind that can replace your day job income, you need to start thinking bigger. Section 5, setting up your publishing business. One thing most people get wrong at this point is that they think like authors instead of business owners. So stop thinking like someone who writes books. Start thinking like someone who runs a publishing business. Think in series, not single books. Successful publishers don't write random books. They create series where each book builds on the previous one. When readers love book 1, they immediately want book 2. If you make them wait 6 months, they'll forget about you. But if you release monthly, you keep them engaged. Plan your series before writing book 1. Decide on recurring characters, settings, or themes. Even if you're publishing standalones, each book should have hooks that make readers want to read the next one. Understand the compound effect. Each new book doesn't just generate its own income, it drives sales to all your previous books. When someone discovers book 3 and loves it, they'll buy books 1 and 2. When book 4 launches, it drives sales to the entire series. This is why publishers with 5 to 10 books can outperform someone with just one better book. It's not about being the best writer, it's about understanding how the business works. Create sustainable systems. Amateur publishers write when inspired. Professional publishers operate on schedules. Set up systems for monthly book productions, hiring writers, editors, designers, monthly launches, email list growth, newsletter swaps, ARC recruitment, monthly optimization, keyword updates, pricing tests, performance tracking. Use project management tools like Asana or Trello to track everything. Create templates for recurring tasks like hiring writers or booking newsletter swaps. You can see why this system works when most approaches fail. First, you're working with Amazon's algorithm, not against it. Instead of hoping Amazon promotes your book, you're creating the exact conditions that make Amazon want to promote it. Traffic in the first 72 hours, early reviews, sustained sales velocity, these are the signals Amazon looks for. Second, you're addressing the real reasons books fail. Not enough traffic, you have 28 newsletter swaps lined up. Not enough reviews, you have an ARC team ready. Poor visibility, you understand the 72-hour window and plan for it. Third, you're building a business, not hoping for luck. Each book supports the others. Each launch builds on previous success. You're creating sustainable income, not hoping for a one-hit wonder. Fourth, you're thinking like a marketer, not just a writer. Great books that nobody knows about lose to decent books with great marketing. You're spending equal time on the book and the launch strategy. Most people spend 90% of their time writing and 10% marketing. Successful publishers spend 50% on each because Amazon's full of great books nobody reads because their authors didn't understand what happens after publish. This system works because it addresses what actually drives book sales on Amazon: visibility, early engagement, and sustained momentum. Your book doesn't sell itself, but with the right system, it can generate income for years. So here's your action plan. Before your next launch, build an email list to 1,500 plus subscribers using a lead magnet. Sign up for Book Clicker and research newsletter swap partners. Plan your launch 30 days out. During launch week, execute 4 newsletter swaps per day for 7 days. Launch at 99 cents with coordinated email announcements. Deploy your ARC team for immediate reviews. After launch, monitor and optimize keywords and categories for 30 days. Transition pricing from 99 cents to $2.99 or $3.99 and plan your next book while optimizing current performance. If you found this helpful, we have much more advanced strategies inside Fiction Profits Academy. We've helped over 10,000 students build real income streams through publishing. Click the link in the description to check out our free training where I show you the exact step-by-step system our most successful students use to build 5- and 6-figure publishing business.